The Seattle Mariners lose a close one today, 3-2 in extra innings to the White Sox. Another game, another close game for the Mariners. This time, they found themselves on the wrong side of things. It's been a lot of fortune for the Mariners in one-run ball games. And going into the 10th inning, you had to believe the Mariners were going to find a way to win this. Every game against the White Sox, it seemingly has been the White Sox has had opportunities to win the game. If not, they've been playing better than the Mariners, and the Mariners kind of just found a way to win every single time. It looked like that was going to happen again. Unfortunately for the Seattle Mariners, they do lose this one 3-2, and they didn't deserve to win this one whatsoever. The offense was absolutely pitiful. A season high 19 strikeouts in this game. That's averaging, over 2 strikeouts in inning. Just terrible stuff for the Mariners offense. Just 3 hits tonight. What went wrong? I mean, my goodness, I know this team's offense isn't good, but this was absolutely abysmal. No one did good whatsoever outside of course, Locklear and Julio, and even then, they both just had the one home run, 2 solo shots. The one other hit today was by Victor Robles. So, there you go. This Mariner team, this offense sucks. We need to get a guy at the deadline. In my opinion, we should just get a guy right now because I feel like the time is coming. This is an opportunity that the Mariners simply can't pass up. You're 9 games above 500. You still are a multi-game lead in front of the Rangers. We'll see where that stands after this big 3-game series, the biggest series so far for the Mariners coming up against the Rangers this weekend. We'll see after that, but either way, this pitching staff is just so freaking good that you cannot let it go by the wayside. If you're serious about winning a championship in Seattle, this is an opportunity to do that. And that might sound a little drastic, that might sound a little extreme, like, oh no, the Mariners, there's no way that this is the year they could win the World Series, right? Like, no, that's down the line. Like, no, we're just building, we're retooling. Nope, this is the year. Like, retooling, rebuilding, planning for the future, that was 4 or 5 years ago. Now we're in the present. And right now, it's time. It's time to get going. If you're the front office, look, I know that Jerry Dipoto, Justin Hollander, they are very capped by the front or by the ownership group, but trade deadline's on them. I mean, you can trade for guys pretty much without much consultation with the front office guys. Obviously, unless it's like a huge contract like a Pete Alonso or Vlad Guerrero, then it's a little bit harder to figure out. But still, there's no excuse. The Mariners' offense is really bad, and I think that this team's pitching is just that monumentally good that the Mariners deserve another bat. I mean, they really do. They deserve a meat and potatoes type of bat in that middle of the lineup that can really stretch the other side's pitching and make this lineup a lot more scary, because right now it's just simply not. JP Crawford, are you scared of JP right now? No, he hasn't got a hit in 3 games. Dylan Moore, are you scared of Dylan Moore? Maybe a few weeks ago you were. Right now, you're not. Julio Rodriguez, are you scared of Julio? That's maybe one of the only guys who can say confidently yes, and even then, Julio's underperforming. Mitch Garver, are you scared of Garver? Historically, yes. This year, absolutely freaking not. Haniger, no. Locklear, no. Robles, no. Rojas, like obviously the answer is no, but it's a little closer. It's a conversation. Ryan Bliss, no. Rayleigh, conversation's closer. Still no. Zavala, no. And Cal Raleigh, you are a little bit scared of, especially in big moments. But the fact that I just listed off 11 players, and I said that, one guy or two guys were confidently scary, and maybe a couple were like maybe, sorta, that's when you know it's bad. There's just no one in this lineup that the other team looks at and it's like, oh, shoot, like we have to work around him. We have to throw outside fastballs. We have to throw curveballs in the dirt because we're just not giving this guy a pitch to hit. No. There's literally almost no one like that in this Mariner offense. We need someone like that in the middle of the lineup to really excel and be that next team. Let's talk really quickly about this game. I don't really want to because this game kind of is terrible. outside of Julio Rodriguez being clutch, which go figure, and that's been a rarity in his career, but good for Julio. He seems to be a little more clutch as of late this year, so that's good. So Julio has that big run-tying RBI home run in the 9th. In the 10th, though, unfortunately, the Mariners offense turns back to what they were the whole rest of the game, which is absolutely awful. Munoz gets tagged with a loss, whatever. Unearned run, guy starts at second. I mean, can't get mad at Munoz. You really can't. Like, that's just unfortunate. He wasn't perfect, but he gave up one hit, I think. Either way, I don't really know. I mean, I'm not going to fault it on Munoz. I'm going to fault it on the offense every single day of the week. Runner on second, nobody out. You probably should score a run. And the Mariners didn't, and the White Sox did. So what are you going to say? Let's go to Emerson Hancock. 7 innings pitched, gave up 6 hits, but just 2 earned runs, and both of his earned runs were off of the long ball, back-to-back homers from Andrew Vaughn and Luis Robert. So if you just got rid of that, that small stretch in the 3rd inning, all of a sudden, Emerson Hancock could have legitimately had himself 7 scoreless. He had to work out of a jam once or twice, but he ended up doing that, and he looked really good. He played to his strength. He threw a lot of sinkers, a lot of four-seam, not much off-speed because he doesn't have a great off-speed pitch, but he induced a lot of really weak contact, played behind a good defense, and that's kind of vintage Hancock. 1 strikeout, he's not going to throw anything by you, nothing super special, but what's he going to do? He's going to put the ball in the strike zone, and he's going to let the other team do damage, and this White Sox team is really bad, so they didn't do much damage. Seems like a good strategy to me. I mean, Hancock's not the pitcher to beat himself. He's the type of guy that just isn't that good, and the other team's going to beat pretty consistently, and that's why he's not, he's a borderline 5 in the MLB. If he wasn't able to throw a strike, and he was walking guys all the time, and he got a little too fancy and he threw the fastball down the middle, more than he's been doing, he'd be out of the minors. I mean, that's kind of where we're at with Hancock, but he's in a borderline major league role because of his ability to fill the strike zone, trust his catcher, mix up his pitches here and there, even though they're not great, but he lets the other team beat him, and today the White Sox didn't. I mean, they put up 2 runs in 7 innings. Every day of the week that plays. Every day. If you say, even against the White Sox, against the A's, against a AAA team even, if your starter goes out there and throws 7 innings, 2-run baseball, you should win that game. Sorry, you should. Full stop. End of sentence. That's it. You should win that game. Because 2 earned runs in 7 innings, your offense is expected to get at least that, if not more than that. And the fact the Mariners couldn't get that done in 7 innings, they had to go to 9, and then Julio Rodriguez had to save the day. It's bad, guys. I mean, this offense is terrible. It goes back to the offense. Look at me. I'm trying to talk about Emerson Hancock. I still talk about how bad the offense is. Can't stop talking about it because it's true. It's the biggest problem on this team right now. But Hancock, really good. Really great stuff by him. I thought he looked good all night long. Good as in Hancock good, not as in MLB good. Again, not a big Hancock guy, but hey, he was good for Hancock, and he's a guy that if one of their 5 starters, God forbid, gets hurt, I don't know how our stars have had pretty much no injury concern outside of Brian Wu here and there. Yeah, you can throw in Hancock for a few weeks and be totally fine. You can throw Hancock in for a month and be fine. Hancock is fine. Emerson Hancock is fine. That is all it is. I don't know why you're even listening to me. You know that. Emerson Hancock is fine. Average. Okay. Choose your synonym of average, okay, and fine. That's what Emerson Hancock is. So look, nothing too fancy. That's kind of what it is. Then Austin Voth, 1 inning pitched, no hits. Good for him. Bizardo comes in, throws an inning of 1 hit, but 2 strikeouts. Good for Bizardo. He matches the entire Mariners strikeout total in 1 inning. So 4 strikeouts on the day for the Mariners pitching staff, 2 of them from Bizardo, and then Andres Munoz, a guy that obviously been battling some injuries. Like, do we play him? Do we not play him? It's kind of this limbo. It's like, let's make sure that he's good for Texas because we already know how, this bullpen's already super, super weak right now as far as they've been throwing a lot of pitches. Like, we got to make sure he's good to go. And Andres Munoz, they end up saying, all right, this is worth getting the win. Let's throw in Munoz. Let's hold the 10th. Unfortunately, he doesn't get it done. He gives up the 1 hit and the sacrifice ground out. And gives up 1 unearned run. But yeah, so Emerson Hancock, he does what he needs to do. He goes deep into a ball game, and only 3 pitchers from the bullpen ends up being used. Should have been 2 if it wasn't in extras. Out of all the games for this to go to extras, this was not the one. Playing Texas, obviously, you want as many fresh guys as you can, and Munoz being hurt and stuff, now tomorrow he's probably done. But I do understand why you put Munoz in that situation. 10th inning, I see what Scott Servais was doing. He was thinking, even though a win over Texas is a bigger deal, since it's 2-2 right now, it's time to put in our best arm. So I understand why I put Munoz in that position. This offense is bad. That's going to be the title of this video. This offense is bad. All right, guys, the Mariners lose 3-2. Big series this weekend. Biggest series of the year versus the Texas Rangers. Subscribe so you can follow every postgame show. I'm going to start to mix up the content more. It's a lot of postgame. Well, I'm going to do some more stuff for you guys. I just need to get around to it because I'm really tired. And yeah, that's about all we got. This is the NW Sportscast. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Check out our shorts as well. We're making some funny short content. Not with my face. It's like meme-related stuff. So if you guys are into that, check out YouTube Shorts. Click on the NW Sportscast. Just click subscribe while you're there. And then go to Shorts, and you can watch all of those. You can watch all of them in about 2 minutes, but they're all really funny. So, yeah, do that if you guys want. All right. See you guys. This is the Enemy Sportscast. Peace. And as always, go Mariners. There we go.